I'm Aaron, and I'm from the New Zealand Red Cross. Not the Australian, New Zealand, it's just below Australia, but quite separate.
And what's your role?
My role is taking the Youth Search and Rescue Group, and I'm also a senior member of the response team, a branch treasurer for the Dunedin branch in New Zealand, and I have many other hats, but that's sort of my main roles within the Red Cross as a volunteer.
And what's your motivation for volunteering?
I guess my motivation when I first joined was to help others. But as I've sort of stayed, it's about 5 years now since I've joined, it's sort of changed and been moulded by the 7 principles. It sounds a bit corny, but it's you sort of learn to respect and be proud of what the principles stand for. And it's quite cool, especially being here and seeing so many other keen youth that are possibly slightly more extreme as well.
What do you mean extreme?
Extreme in the sense that New Zealand youth anyway is not quite matured yet. It's still in its really early stages, and a lot of, especially the African societies, have 80% of their members are classed as youth, whereas New Zealand it's less than 5, I'm sure. And it's just fantastic to see the energy and the vitality that these countries bring, and it's a lot to learn from.
And in your Red Cross work, how have you made a difference to people's lives?
Slowly starting to make a difference. The youth within Dunedin, especially within the search and rescue team that we run, have almost caught the Red Cross virus. In fact, I'd say they have. And are proud of it, and sort of teaching others about what Red Cross means, and taking it into the schools that they're actually currently in, and I guess getting the word out and showing that there are these organisations out there that have a huge responsibility and respect. And it's only a small step so far, but when I actually get back to New Zealand, pushing it even further, and moving it outside of my own city and actually trying to get others involved.
And have you been involved in a disaster? If so, can you tell us about that?
The majority of my involvement has been on personal search operations, so looking for people that have decided to give up, as you might say, or despondents. Quite a few Alzheimer's patients as well. It's a big problem within Dunedin. But apart from that, going with the Red Cross side of things, we do civil defence. So last year, a few flood call-outs, and helping get people out of danger pretty much, and on odd occasion doing a bit of sandbagging. And all in all, New Zealand is quite a safe place to live. I say that with a slight amount of disappointment, but you know, that will happen, and when it does, we'll be ready.
And what's your next move? What do you plan to do when you get home as a result of being here?
My next move, I think, is to take back the motivation and the vitality that's here. It's just insane. The opening ceremony was something I'd never experienced before, and I completely underestimated it. And to have everyone just sitting on the floor, you know, thumping flags and feet and everything, it's something that we want to take back to New Zealand, and being able to meet up with our South Pacific, other countries as well. I mean, to start a Pacific forum or to increase the communication would just be, you know, fantastic.
Great. Anything else?
If you could ever come here, it's worth coming. Yeah, it's just worth it.